You are listening to MTM Broadcasting Under Construction, where we are dropping the classic Christian music of yesterday, building your walk, and mixing it up the way that you approve.
The content presented in this broadcast is for educational and informational purposes only. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Invest wisely. The views expressed on this show are those of the guest and do not necessarily represent this station or its sponsors. You've worked hard for a lifetime to save and to maximize your investments in retirement. But are your investments consistent with what you believe? And why does it matter? If you believe that all of life is meant to honor God, stay with us. This is Faith and Retirement with Jay Peroni, sponsored by Faith Investor Services, LLC.
This is Faith and Retirement. And if you're feeling anxious today because deep down you just know that you haven't taken the time to really prepare for yourself or your family for what's to come, stay with us. We have some hopeful words for you, some great ideas. So Jay, let's dive right in. Now that the dust has settled a bit after this election, I'm just curious on your thoughts of what it all means from a biblically responsible investing perspective, big picture.
Yeah, so if you remember a few weeks ago, my prediction was that Trump was going to win, even though the markets were telling us elsewise. You know, they were saying that based on that the incumbent would retain power. But I said it's all about the economy. And that's really what it boiled down to. The anticipated red wave finally materialized with a significant majority of counties and various voter demographics shifting to the right, which was pretty impressive landslide electoral college victory for Donald Trump, who's now going to be the 47th president of the United States. We've got Republicans also will control the Senate and the House. So it's going to be a pretty interesting time. It really has been. People are just fed up with big government. They're looking for smaller government. And the U.S. has literally spent trillions of dollars on welfare, and it's resulted in collapsing inner cities and increasing dependency on the government. And it's made it very difficult for the average person with all of the regulations, trying to start businesses. Just in the last 16 years alone, the federal spending has more than doubled due to the financial panic of 2008 and then also COVID-19. And this has led to a growing appetite for taxes at all levels to really contribute to lower savings rates, widespread dissatisfaction with the economy. And hardworking Americans really resonated with Trump, his support for tax cuts on tips, Social Security, and overtime. And looking ahead now, it's going to be very crucial for the Trump team to pursue bold, decisive action rather than half-hearted measures. He's really got a couple of years opportunity before the midterm elections, so he really has to usher in what he's considering or what he's calling the Trump golden years. That's really what we're hearing a lot of. He's looking for very robust, effective policies, and he needs to capitalize on these gains and really get Americans really back on track. It really has been hurting a lot of Americans. They really have been told the economy is good from the Biden administration, but they're not feeling it in their pocketbooks when they go to buy gas, go to buy food. That inflation has really wreaked havoc on the average American. So they resonated more with Trump than Harris, and that was really what I was anticipating. And I had a pastor who actually was like, Jay, I'm sitting on the sidelines. As soon as I figure out, who's going to be in the White House, I want to get